Good evening. It's Monday evening. It's 7 p.m. and I'm here for mental mind treatments with psychic impressions. First of all, before I begin, because I have a list here already and there's some people also coming, I want to thank Marion for who's working the Tibetan bowl. And today I really need it because I have a sore throat and a little bit of a cough. So you'll have to forgive me. Oh, and a drippy nose. So, there's some stuff going on there. I'm just going to read off the ones I already have written down. So, Marion, thank you. And Ellis Judith, Healing's Hand, she says, hi, Norma. I say hi back. So, we're going to start first with, and this is in the last few weeks, Mingo. She's feeling better apparently, and anxiety won't say gone, but we're working on that. So I'm just going to say 13, and I'm going to still keep a 6 in there. The number is showing that there are changes that are moving, and it's also not only mentally, but it's also emotionally, but there's still some confusion. And so we're going to work on that tonight, the confusion, as I move into treatment. I know there is one power, and I know there is one essence. And as I speak my word from Mango, I know that the sense of self is growing with every breath. Change my hands. With every breath that she breathes. I understand the change in the perception of what she's going, and I strengthen that backbone to be more clear and more concise as to how she wants her life to be directed. I give thanks in knowing the power is there, the energy is there, the desire is there. And for everything that is moving forward, I give thanks by releasing and letting go by saying, and so it is. Now I'm going to move to Judy, longtime friend of ours. She says she's in hyperdrive. And that she's busy, but just it's wearing her out and she's not feeling good. You know how it is when we get like nervous. I think it's a nervous tension that goes on inside when we get like that. So we're going to do, I'm going to do a look at slowing down and just being able to breathe. And I picked 3 numbers, 12, 17, and 6, which is acceptance, balance, and still again with the 6, a little bit of confusion. So let me just sense here. I know there is one power, and I know there is one essence of being. And I also know that Judy is very connected with that essence and that beingness, and especially when it comes to Reiki and other things like that. I speak my word here because of my compassion for Judy in being concerned. I was going to say concerned again, so it's like a concern, and it hypes everything up, and it's just I want to breathe. I want to just breathe and accept. This is all about acceptance of things that we don't want to accept, that we wish they were this way or that way, or maybe we have regrets of what we did do, and so it goes on and on. So acceptance of what is right now and being able to rebalance within oneself, to be able to rebalance who, what, when, and where, and not get into the confusion with our mind saying yes, but only. If only I had done, if only it was like this, if only, I think there's a lot of if onlys in here. So we're going to take a big breath, Judy, as we move into treatment. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that Judy understands that power and that knowingness and connectedness. And I know that just by breath, by breathing into deeper in your body and get out of your head, that things slow down. I also know that you have the knowledge to work with yourself. I also know that within that slowing down and breathing, that you have a sense of your own power again. You come into that beingness of who you are and how it works. And so the confusion and the uncertainty that drives the hyperdrive, as you say, disappears. There is one power, there is one essence, and you, Judy, are connected to it. And so we give thanks and knowing as we release this that you allow and permit that loving force to come inside your heart and inside the essence of you so that it all works effectively. I give thanks for this as I release this thought, knowing that there is love and understanding as we accept and balance our energy to be appropriate for you in the here and now. And so it is. Amen. I see Kayla's come on. She's already given me what we want, but I'm just going to refer to this. She says, love and blessings to all. So I spoke to Kayla, as I tend to at 4 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. Kayla has been really suffering in the last, well, I'll say the last week. It could be longer because of her tension. She's got tension, and it's really creating headaches. And those of us that know Kayla's history with headaches, especially cluster headaches, and they've been gone. And now, because of tension from her shoulder into her neck, they've come back. So what we want is release from these headaches, release from the tension. I think the tension more, because the tension creates the headaches. Okay. Whenever I ask Kayla for a number, she gives me 333, which comes to a 9, which is completion. So everything is okay within that. I did a reading on it as well. I got the 4 swords, the moon, and the Knight of Wands. So it also shows me the answer lies within, but the emotions are out of, I'm going to use the word out of whack a little, and that she really has a great mind of where she wants to go and the direction that she wants to go. Just excuse me while I get my throat sorted out here again. Now, Kayla, here we go. I know there is one power in one essence, and I speak my word for Kayla, for I know that Kayla understands. I know she understands the process. And I know that it is the letting in of the power that relaxes and takes away the fear of what may happen. In other words, not in this moment, but what might happen in these moments that haven't come yet. It's as though we break that pattern that the mind does and brings that into your heart of knowing that when we work with the divine love, the essence of being, that the tension can be given over to that with ease and grace from wherever it's held, whether it's your shoulder, whether it's the muscles in your neck, whether it's in your arm, wherever, that we bring that and release that. I give thanks in knowing that Kayla knows how, knows the power, knows the essence of love, because she has that essence of love within her. She desires that essence of love. She is that essence of love in that moment, and the fear just dissipates. And so we release this by saying, and so it is, amen. I just want to make a comment, and for anyone out there that has any fear of what may be or could come, etc., is just relax and allow the tension to go, because your path will be shown to you for sure. So now I speak my word for Marion. Marion phoned me today and said she had 4 basically 2s. Now with 4 2s come to 8, which is balance, basically, strength, power. So, and she says, is it 2, 22 and 2? 2 is decision. So to me, when I looked, I did some readings on it too. And it's like I just want to say it's like having a decision. Choose a decision because it's the high priestess. Do you go forward or do you stay where you are? And the symbology that I got kind of was like that too. It's like knowing where you want to be within yourself. It is the knowing and deciding who and what creates that balance, that beingness, that awareness of direction. And in that knowingness, it's like everything comes into being rather than seeing that, oh, I just feel off kilter, like it's not working. It's not what I want. It's not where I want to go. But the reality is that the information is there. Because if we look at that, all those twos that comprise the eight, which is strength, power over, awareness, it says that you have that ability, that awareness, and knowing you, I know that's true. So let's see what Priya brings up as we do a mental mind treatment. I know there is one power and I know there is one essence, and I know it is connected to all of us if we breathe and allow it in. And know that divineness, however you call it, whatever name you give it, is there and is willing to work with you, show you, and love you. I speak my word for Marion in this of deciding direction of where and what and how, so that life is a balance and an awareness. It's almost like a little obstacle course has arisen in some ways. And I just want how to glide through that obstacle course with ease, remembering where we're heading rather than maybe feeling unsure. It's interesting that both you and Kayla came up with the moon. And as we know, that is our inner fears, our inner scaredness that something isn't quite right. But it is where we're heading, where we're going, and what we're doing. I give thanks in knowing that Marion I just want to say, relax, allow the newness, because it is newness coming, and be aware of direction that you want to go in, and make sure the newness that comes in fits in with where you want to go. And not be pulled by saying, well, this is here. Now, what do I do with this? You just flow with it. I give thanks as I release this, knowing that Marion is well taken care of and it is at ease. As we look at that number 8 of balance. Okay, Karen Lee. She says, hi, Norma. Get some rest and feel better. Oh, I am. Don't worry. I take very, very good care of myself. Any numbers, Karen Lee, or just, and I appreciate the support, by the way. I appreciate the support. Karen Barney, good evening, Norma. Blessings and greetings, everyone. Everyone's giving blessings and greetings. I hope you got my email I sent to you. Just to check out that email address one more time. I sent you an email this morning saying, just let's let bygones be bygones, basically, and we'll just leave it as is. Ashika. Okay, my dear. I'm trying very hard today to stay away from my table, but my booklet's on the table. So 1-3-22. Here's our 22s coming up again. Treatment for healing, pain-free, and fully functional joints. Okay, I agree. I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. Okay. 1-3-22. Magician is everything is possible. 3 is the Empress, which is the love. And 22 is the Fool, having faith and moving forward. I would say that you have come to a watershed. Just a moment, I'm just going to have this here. That you have come to a watershed in your mental, emotional, heart-based feeling. Realizing that it is possible to have your joints free of pain and moving with ease. And that through this recognition of possibilities is that you recognize the need also to love yourself Absolutely. The acceptance of self. Very often we get into a place where we beat ourselves up by who we think we are, or people tell us what we should be or do or whatever. So we get into a little bit of not being good enough. But the truth is, we always do the best we can. No matter what, we do the best we can. And once you recognize that all things are possible and loving yourself, which is acceptance, basically, then you have faith because you know that the greater power is with you no matter what, because it loves you, it supports you, and you're able to move forward. If you've got a tarot deck, number 22 is the Fool. Faith completes all actions. You have enough faith to step off the cliff, basically, because you know you're going to be okay. But faith doesn't come overnight. It takes time. And that's what you've been working on, Ashika, is the timing for you to begin to believe in you. So, treatment time. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know that as I speak my word for Ashika, I just feel like the sun is bursting out in front of me, just like my heart is bursting out in sunshine and beautiful music. And it's like you're over the hump, if you understand what I mean. It's like you've crossed the top of the mountain and you realize your possibility. You realize that you're good enough and good enough to be complete and have your joints work, and that your loving self gives you the faith to move forward with ease, with grace, and purpose. So the shifting here, I just want to congratulate you because this is a magnificent shift and it feels so freeing. So I give thanks in knowing this as I release this thought by saying, and so it is. Everything is possible. Loving yourself and having faith to move forward in the direction that you want to go. Bless your heart. And so it is. Karen Merkus. Greetings, Norma. Yeah. I just had a friend visiting with me, actually, until I basically had to tell her to leave because I was going to have to get ready for tonight. Haven't seen for a while. She's looking good. She's looking excellent. So that's always nice when you have a friend drop by is looking great. Okay, what do we got? 10, 7, and 1. Oh, she's up, but yeah, the throat is there's something else going on, and hopefully it'll get sorted out. BDQ. Okay, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune with a movement, and 7 is the Charioteer, and he's moving. And number 1 says all things are possible. So let me put that together for you for a moment, because it doesn't have anything directive. So I think you're beginning a new cycle, and that you're willing to let go the old and embrace the new. Cycles like that can happen in life when things happen physically, but they also happen in our progression. When we become aware of, let's say, a new horizon, a new perception, a new purpose, and we're able to let go what has been there before, because everything always is possible. But remember, our mission, you might say, is to develop, to grow as much and as possible as we can into divine peacefulness. Sometimes we forget that part of it, is to be able to bring that divinity inside, and we let go the worry, we let go everything, and we just know it's all going to work out. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to do things like pick up the phone for whoever you got to talk to or plan in a different manner. But what I see here, Karen, is change under control. Often change happens because something happens from the outside, and this is happening from the inside out. But that change means we're leaving behind things that we don't need, and we're embracing the power that we have to create what we want, which is wonderful. Okay, prayer for you. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know that Karen understands how that power works. The power of love that brightens our day, that makes us get up in the morning because life is exciting. I also know that within that is that sense of adventure and awareness and growth. I give thanks and knowing that Karen is on her way into newness. Feels like the completion of the last 4 months, 6 months. It's like now we're into the next level, the next awareness, the next growth. I give thanks. I am so happy. I'm beaming, if you could see it. Just look, I'm beaming for you. And I give thanks by knowing that it is done. And I say, and so it is. Amen. Yale, hi. He says hi. Hi back. Just want to make sure I'm all like, and oh, I might have missed Kayla saying love and blessings to all. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. My dog, I have a couple people who watch for me. So Alice, Judah's healing hands. Thank you. Take care and love you. Bless your heart. Thank you very much. Karen Marcus says, you missed me. I went back and just got you. Okay. So it might have looked like that. But I'm getting pretty good at running who I've talked to and who I haven't yet. So I didn't miss you, love. No way. Marianne says, thank you, Norma. Much appreciated. It's always my pleasure. Ashika says, yes, that's true. And then says, thank you. Ah, hi. I love Maths 07. Hello, Norma. Healing from my eyes. Healing for eyes. 5, 8, and 9. By the way, before I begin to do that, I'm waiting for your email with those other little bits of information, and then we're on timing and date and stuff, and I'm ready to go. Okay, 5, 8, and 9. Well, because you know the cards, even though you have a different way of reading them, I know. The Hierophant is number 5. Strength is number 8. And Hermit is number 9. So you've got 5, 8, and 9. So in a way, by talking to me, I am at this point the Hierophant, in a sense, because I'm dispensing knowledge, dispensing awareness. But in that awareness, it is saying you have the strength to understand and to handle what it is that you're handling and dealing with, because the answer lies within you. And if I may say so here, that's what we're going to see, hopefully on Saturday. The beginning of that is what is inside that needs to get transformed. That's my job. That's what I do, is transform energy that is keeping us stuck. Because you're needing, because it says the answer lies within you. And sometimes we can't get to our own answers. We have to have people like myself or other people that can go in there and change things around. That's one of the wonderful things that I have enjoyed so much in my life. And I just know that you are ready to have that strength, to have that knowledge through information. There is an opening. So I give thanks in the knowingness that our dear Love Maths 07 is ready and willing to be open to let go that which stops him from becoming all that he can, so he can see clearly. This is about letting go those things that stop and block anyone seeing clearly. You know that song, I Can See Clearly Now? It's such an important song. I Can See Clearly Now. I often, in some of the services I used to do before, I would often play that because we get so caught up with how we think things should be, or somebody has told us this is how it should be, that we forget to see clearly for ourselves. And we need to see clearly. We need to open up and to be that. I give thanks for this knowingness as we release this. I give thanks and knowing healing is awaiting. And so it is. Amen. Karen Maka says so true. And then Rachel. Hello, Rachel. I don't know. You say, I don't know what direction to take. I try and inspire myself, but I feel useless. Oh, I understand that feeling. You didn't give, often when people call right in for, like, right there, sorry, I'm a little bit mixed up myself. I usually like 3 numbers just to give me a hint of what's going on. So what you want to know is direction. There's 2, in other words, there's 2 aspects. If there's a direction, there's a decision that has to be made, obviously. You're trying, but I feel, yeah. So Rachel's is 658. Those are your 3 numbers, dear? Okay. Hopefully that's right. Okay. So you need to feel strong in your decision then, by the looks of that. Okay, let's see what we'll come out with. When we feel useless, very often it is because somebody else is not believing in us often. Because why else would we feel useless except we haven't lived up to someone's expectation? First thing that's to understand. And what happens then is that we become confused, and that's your number 6. We get confused. We forget basically who we are. And because we get confused, that's where you need somebody like me to be able to help, to be able to show a difference or a perspection or a different way of looking at it so that you can create more balance in your life about the direction that you want to take. So this, in a way, is a first step of recognizing that if you are aware that you are feeling useless, because not everybody is aware that's happening, that is a huge, big point right there. Because it means that you want to go from being useless to being confident or being able to do things that you want to do with ease. Because we always want life to be easy. The major thing that I see here is this confusion, the giving of power away, the I'm not sure of direction. So it's kind of like going back and forth, and back, but not going forward. And so it's really needing some guidance and some awareness of, people like myself. That's what we do, is what we do. Like for myself, I do readings for people to help them. I do transformational clearings to help them. Other people do lots of that too. And it's like to create a balance, because right now your spiritual self is very small compared to what we would call the body self, the world self. And so whatever people are saying or doing that confuses you and makes uncertainty gets all out of shape in a way, because you're not feeling strong. So I'm going to do what I call a treatment, mental mind treatment. It's like an alternative prayer, so that you can get yourself have more strength. So just a moment here. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know as I speak my word for Rachel right now, that the confusion, the indecision, the uncertainty, and just not feeling good about oneself can be dissipated out so that the true inner strength, purpose, and lovingness of self can come forward. There is the recognition that nobody is left alone or without universal love, except when they cut themselves off. Universal love is there for